Hey guys, it's Jamie, and today I'm here with some clothing tips or clothing hacks for you guys. Last month I made a more generic video, like life hacks for trans guys, and I kind of very lightly touched on some clothing tips and stuff, but I have had some requests through since that video asking if I can do a more specific clothing tips video, which is this video today. Ta-da! So I think clothing and what to wear and finding things that make you feel comfortable and just all that stuff is a difficult thing anyway. But when you're trans, there are some different things that you need to deal with in terms of finding clothes, and it can be a little bit more complicated. So I have compiled some tips specific to the top half of clothing and the bottom half of clothing based on my own experience, the experience of people I know, and also some research on jean cuts, which was very interesting. So yeah, I'm just gonna dive straight in, go for the top half first. And I do think because there is often a little bit extra going on in terms of shape, maybe things you want to achieve out of what tops you wear, it can be a little bit more complicated to find the right tops for you. In terms of finding tops that fit right and make you feel comfortable, there are two main things to consider. Well, actually no, wait, that's a lie. There are three main things to consider. Chest, whether you are binding and you want to hide your binder and hide your chest a little bit. Hips, whether you want a top to help hide your hips or you want to avoid tops that will accentuate your hips. And shoulders, finding a top that will maybe make you look a little bit broader, that kind of thing. Let's start with chests and binders. So if you no longer bind or you have a flat chest and this isn't applicable to you, you can skip forward like 30 seconds. Actually, I don't know how long you can skip forward. This won't be very long. If you want to hide your binder, I would avoid things like V-necks and scoop necks and light colored tops, particularly like light pinks or whites, like pastel colors or thin material that you'll be able to see a binder through. For both hiding a binder and any kind of non-flatness of your chest that you want to try and cover up a bit more, layering is going to be your best friend. So going for shirts over t-shirts, maybe even with like a hoodie or something over the top of that if it's cold enough, will really do a lot to hide whatever's going on that you might want to hide. And also wearing patterned tops can help with hiding your chest. I don't know if there's any science behind that. I guess it's just distracting. Yes, that's my tips for tops. My tips for tops when wearing a binder or trying to hide your chest. On to the hips. For hip hiding, I would avoid jumpers that have the elastic bit round the bottom that goes around your hips, you know, like the cuffs. If it's tight or even just a little bit tight or a little bit clingy, it can really bunch up and kind of accentuate hippiness. So definitely go for jumpers that have like a looser fit around the bum and the hip area and just kind of hang rather than cling. Jumpers with this kind of bit at the bottom, like it doesn't cling at all, it's not tight, opposed to jumpers with this kind of bit at the bottom which can cling. And then button or zip up things that are on like the larger or baggier side can be really useful here. So you can wear ones that are like a bit longer and kind of sit down below your hips, and because they don't button up, they're not going to sit tighter and kind of make that area more prominent. They kind of just hang over and help to hide it, and like the bum area as well if that's something you're self-conscious about too. On to the shoulders. I feel like I should have done, I didn't do this in order, which is a bit displeasing. I should have gone shoulders, chest, hips, not chest, hips, shoulders, but I'm sorry. I found that shoulders can be a very tricky one to try and do anything about apart from physically bulking up your shoulder area. And this is because typically what I used to find is that anything that kind of sat a bit tighter and like made your shoulders look a bit broader tended to sit tighter on your chest as well, which isn't so great if you're pre-op still binding. But what I did find that really helped, and I used to own like a drawer full of tops like this because they made me look broader, is the baseball tops, the raglan ones. So the ones with the different colored arms to the top. Something about the differentiation, something about the different colors of the different parts of the t-shirt kind of make your shoulders look a bit broader, and I used to be obsessed with them. On to the bottom half, which will mainly just focus on trousers. Actually, that's a really stupid statement. It only focuses on trousers. If you're self-conscious about your hip and thigh area, getting the right cut of trousers and the right size can be really important and can go a long way to helping to hide this area and make you feel more comfortable with it. Obviously, when it comes to things like jeans and other trousers, there is a whole array of different cuts. It's almost confusing how many different options there are with jeans. You've got like slim, straight, skinny are kind of like your generic ones, but then there's like taper and boot cut, but I've not seen boot cut for a while. And in terms of the size, if it's too small in some areas, it will make things look larger, and if it's too baggy, then you'll just look a bit drowned out by your trousers. If you like a tighter fit jean, but you want it to have a little bit of like looseness around the hip area so that it's not clinging and it's not tight around there, then you could go for a taper cut, which kind of, as it goes down your leg, it gets tighter, so it's tighter on the thighs than it is on the calves. Tighter on the calves than it is on the thighs. Or you can go for a traditional tight cut of jeans, like skinny jeans, but buy them in a waist size 1 or 2 up from what you would usually wear, because then they won't sit tightly, but because they're a tighter cut, they'll still fit tighter further down, but not like clingy tight. That makes sense. I don't know if that one makes sense. It's what I used to do. I used to buy like a 32-inch waist because I didn't want things to be tight around my hips and like the top of my thighs and stuff. I was just very self-conscious, but I still wanted tight jeans. So I'd buy like spray-on, super extreme, skinny, vacuum pack yourself into them jeans, but get them in a size up so that they weren't quite as tight as they traditionally would be, but they were still skinny jeans. They looked like skinny jeans on me, but didn't cling to the hips. I'm just babbling now. If you like a bit of a baggier fit all the way down, look into slim and straight cut jeans. Also, for shorter guys, I've heard that Giacomo are very good, and they do like shorter length legs in their jeans and the trousers. Try out different cuts, try out different sizes, just go with what works best for you and your size and your body shape. So yeah, those are like my specific tips I can think of to like the top half of your body in terms of clothing and the bottom half. But kind of more generally, don't be embarrassed if you need to go to the kids section. It's better to get something that fits you right, and try not to worry too much about where it comes from. Is totally fine. Trial and error Trial and error will really help you find what works best for you. And if you're particularly self-conscious about using changing rooms, so like trying stuff out in a shop, which, let's face it, changing rooms are like the clothing equivalent of public bathrooms. Just no, I used to hate them so much. I still kind of do hate them quite a bit. You can always buy stuff, try it on at home and return it, or find sites that have free delivery and free returns and try stuff out that way. But at the end of the day, wear whatever you want. Wear the type of clothes in terms of style and size and cut and fit and everything that make you feel good and make you feel comfortable. You don't have to listen to any of these tips. If you really like wearing very baggy jeans, go for it. If you don't mind your binder showing, go for wearing V-necks and white t-shirts. I think the biggest tip in terms of clothing is just to find what you like to wear, find your own style. And it took me a really long time, and like I had to get comfortable with myself, and it was less to do with like being trans, it was more to do with being skinny, that it took me a long time to find a style that worked for me. But now I just, if I like something, I buy it, and I quite like things that are a bit different, a bit out there, and maybe don't fit me in the traditional way that would be most flattering for my body type, but it's what I like to wear. So yeah, just wear what you want and wear what makes you comfortable, because that's the most important thing. These tips are just things that might help you find things that make you feel more comfortable. I think that's everything. I hope you guys have found this video helpful. Please comment down below with your own clothing tips. I don't know everything, so I'm sure I've missed off a whole bunch of really helpful things, so it'd be really great to share them in the comments section. And also let me know what you think of the video, any other videos you might want me to do. You can also follow me on any social media, links are in the description box, and come chat to me on those. Maybe think about giving the video a thumbs up and subscribing if you want to, and I will see you next time, guys. Much love, bye!